Hey guys, how are ya? Just another vlog. This is a long weekend. It's pretty good. I was supposed to work the whole weekend, but I found out at the last minute I could get it off. So it left some vacancies for some fun activities this weekend. So the plan is to give the car a service, touch up a few problems with it, and then tonight I'm going to my first wet pan. So I'm pretty stoked about that. It's good that I could get off work for it and book it last minute, being that it was a cheap special. I get it like half price than what the usual events are, so that I'm stoked with that. That's awesome. So yeah, time to get into it. Time to fix some things on the car. It's not the best. It's not at its best for the event, but it'll do. And what else do you really need to do for a wet pan? It's not exactly a massive event or proper drifting. I believe I do get maybe an option to go on a dry track, but I'm not too keen on wearing my tyres out at the moment. I just want to get a feel for the car in the wet. But if I do enjoy it and do like it, I might just throw it for a couple laps on the dry section and see how I go. So yeah, first things first, I'm going to pull this VIP sticker off because it's bright red and a bit ugly. I love the Tuna Legend sticker up the top, that's good. The other day I got really unlucky and just bottomed out on a slight bit of dirt when I was doing a U-turn on some grass. And I cracked this here. It was already cracked underneath, but I re-hit it and this whole piece like popped out and I had a big black hole here. So I've just glued it back in to try and keep it uniform. I've got some touch-up paint and I'll just go around this and fill it in a bit better, but it'll do for now. And what I found was that this section had like been bogged before and fixed up, so it was weak, and that's why it cracked and just came out. So of course, just my luck, I hit the exact spot that's been repaired and damaged before. So I'll touch that up. Car up in a minute, warm it up, get the oil flowing, and then I'll drop the oil out and do the standard oil change. Good old dose. It's going to sound sick on the track tonight. So yeah, this oil's only got about 5,000 Ks on it, I think, so not too bad. I like changing it quite frequently. Yeah, there's still like a light brown colour to it, so it's not exactly pitch black, so that's good. Definitely no milk in there, don't want to see that. No shavings on the sump plug, so that's perfect, no issues there. Just a routine oil change. So yeah, I'm not going to really run through the process of changing oil. I'm assuming that most people would know how to change it, but it's pretty much just undo the plug on the oil pan and dump it out, undo this top cap, and yeah, that'll help suction come through the top of the engine and let that drain out a bit quicker. And I usually change the oil filter while I'm here. While I'm here, I'm just checking everything else out. Engine mounts still look good after my modification. And there's the oil filter way up in there. It's quite of a shit spot to get to, but there's just enough room to get a tool in there and undo it. So I'll do that now. Actually, I'll probably wait till this has stopped draining because the filter's on the opposite side and I'll just lose all oil down here on the floor, which I don't want. And look who's rocked up. We've got Casey. Where are you off to? She's off down the coast for the long weekend on a little getaway. But she's got coolant issues, so being that I live almost halfway from her place to the coast, she stopped in. I'm going to look at it. Yeah. So we've got a little Barina here, nothing exciting, but we have a coolant leak around this sensor here somewhere. There's coolant everywhere. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but it's not leaking at the moment, which is sus. So yeah, what I can see is that this like diverter valve for the heater hoses, it pushes up against the head, might be leaking from the gasket at the back. It's a bit hard to see, but these multi-point bolts are a bit loose, which pushes on this gasket back here. So hopefully that's it. I did get a little bit more on them, about a quarter turn each. I'll clean up the coolant and she can be on her way. I can't see any other leaks, so I think that's all it is. So yeah, I just washed all the coolant away, tightened those bolts, and hopefully it doesn't leak again. So she'll be on her way. Yeah, she's going now, Belle. So she's off. That's had plenty of time to drain, which is good since I mucked around with that thing. So we'll get stuck back into it. So yeah, here's the tool I use to get up in there. Just a filter removal tool. They sort of bind up and clamp onto it to get it out. So I probably won't film this because I need 2 hands, but let's get this filter out. Great. I hate when filters are in such a bad spot and all the oil runs down all your framework and chassis and just goes everywhere. I couldn't even put my pan there because that's where my jack stand is. Great. I've done an oil change on this before and I pretty much had the same problem. So maybe next time I won't put the jack stand there. Or I'll do a filter relocation kit as a mod. Might be heaps easier and put it in the engine bay somewhere where I can just do it straight away. Alrighty, we're in. I had to use the tool to tighten it up. I don't usually like to because sometimes they get too tight. Usually by hand, if you can get a good grip on it, is good. But I use the tool just to get that bit extra because I can't really fit my hand in there. And I don't want any leaks tonight. Alright, time for fresh oil. I'm going to use Penrite 1040, which has been recommended to me by the JZX Australia page. There is a racing version of this. It's heaps more expensive. I don't really see many benefits to it. It's not a race car. I do push it, but it's not just full track. So they just say Penrite 1040 on their page. So that's what I got. I ran Uline 1040 last time. Seemed to be alright. I'll try Penrite. I've always liked Penrite. Oil's in. Poured about 5 litres in. It takes about 5.1 normally. With a filter change, probably slightly more, but I'll pour 5 in, start it up, check that it's got pressure, and then check the dipstick, and then top it up as required. And we're done with the oil change. There's only a couple of other jobs I want to do. I will probably touch that up with some white paint if I can. I might play with my drift button just to make sure it actually extends and retracts a little bit longer than what it does. And yeah, I think that's it. Just check my wheel nuts and do basic check over stuff. And we'll head up to the track and I won't bore you anymore with the boring stuff and we will go drifting. She's running, sounds nice and smooth. I know some people like to crank them over a little bit without firing them to build up oil pressure, but I don't think it's necessary after just a normal oil change, being that everything's already lubricated and had oil on it, especially if you've run it just before the oil change. So yeah, it's running nice and smooth, sounds good. Let it warm up a little bit, check the dipstick and top up. And just like that, we're here at Sydney Motorsport Park, which is over 2 hours from where I live. So yeah, I don't have any close racetracks to me, which is a shame. But we're here, we're signed up, I've got me band. So yeah, I'm a driver. So we're officially in, I just got to go to scrutineering and go get checked out. Alrighty, we're waiting to go back out again. That's filming me while I'm filming her. But yeah, this is sick. I'd recommend it to anyone who hasn't done drifting before. It's not too bad on the car. I do hit limiter quite a bit, but temps are staying factory. They're just sitting where they should. So yeah, I just got to keep an eye out for the red flashing light more so I come off when I should. Because yeah, it's too exciting out there. Get distracted easily. It's hard to make videos while I'm doing this because we're getting so many laps in. It's well worth it.
You ready to go drifting?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Let's do this.
Alright, this is us going on the track. Sadly, I couldn't run the camera on my helmet. It's a CAMS event, I'm not allowed, so Nat's going to hold the camera.
Sorry if the quality is that great. I'm hand holding it and yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of us going out. There's only 3 I think now. No one else wanted to join us. Maybe because he's got an L plate on and I'm a first timer. But that's Steve, he's quite an elderly gentleman in another 110, which is sick. And this is like his 3rd or 4th event in this car, plus he's driven a 180 SX many times, so he's got a fair bit of skill under his belt.
came here before. These are good, actually good views.
Hey?
These are good views here as well.
Yeah.
It's good over there, but this is even...
this will be the last session or not. Yeah, we got a breakdown. They're getting a trailer, so it must have broke like a gearbox or something. It's like a BMW E30, I think they are. Yeah, so he's broken down, and they can't move it. So I guess something's locked up in the driveline or seized. I was having an issue with my button. This button here that's not supposed to do anything. It keeps putting into snow mode. So I think the plugs underneath the car are getting too wet and it's tripping it out.
First issue with the car.
Yeah, it's just the automatic stuff, like the snow button and that is kicking in for some reason. So I've just pushed it into power, which will lock it out of snow.
They're having a lot more trouble with their car.
Yeah.
At least we're still driving, we're not pushing. That's always a thumbs up. So, do you reckon it's the water that's doing it?
Yeah, maybe a bit too much water, or yeah, just something getting in the electrical system of the auto, because all the plugs are just dangling under the car and they're just going to get wet and probably short out. But if I leave it in power mode, it should stop it from happening, even though that it's a manual.
Awesome. So, looks like we'll be going again. After I turn you on.
finally made it home. The car had really no issues besides just a little bit of an electrical glitch. It was so much fun. If you haven't done it, do it. It's quite affordable. And yeah, I loved every moment of it. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share it. Cheers.